So I'm enlisting the help of my wife, who has a real job. I'm unemployed. I got fired from my job at the soup factory last month. I was selling dog whiff hat puts and lost everything. 2 steps forward, 13 million steps back. Hey tree perverts, and welcome to episode 2 of the Ditch Bonsai. Today, we're not talking about the game. Today, we're talking about practice. Now, you could really practice on anything. You could practice on juniper. You could practice on cedar. Look at this guy. And if you're a real masochist, you could even practice on spruce. But all of those trees are actually pretty hard for me. I've killed a lot of them. So I like to practice on something a little bit easier. And that is this guy. Helix Hedera, English ivy. This stuff is great for practice for a whole bunch of reasons. Number one, it's free. You can go anywhere basically in North America and you can find it growing in the forest. It's invasive. Number two, it's super hardy. You basically can't kill it. Number three, it loves to be chopped. Honestly, the more you chop it, the more it grows. So if you want to see ramification in 1 or 2 seasons and just get a feel for how plants grow and ramify, it's wonderful. And reason 14 is it does some horrible stuff like this. Look at this. This was a nice, big, happy tree. And then Helix Hedera came around, started wrapping its fingers all around its corpse. And then it died. Look at this. That's where it was. And that's where it's now. And I have to believe that part of the reason was that these vines were strangling it, competing for sunshine, competing for nutrients. Another reason I really love ivy is it follows my principle of using what you've got. I mean, this stuff is everywhere. You can't get rid of it. And lately, it's been giving me some good inspiration for tanuki. I mean, look at this. This cedar tree isn't dead yet, but you can already see the little climbing vine of the Helix Hedera, just waiting patiently for that day when this tree dies and it can climb all the way to the top, overcome the cedar, and colonize it completely. So here's a project I started a couple years ago. And you can see the helix makes some pretty nice roots actually. We've got about 1, maybe 2.5 sets of ramification over about 2 years. And over about 3 years you can get something like this with quite a bit more ramification. And it basically seems like the bigger the container, the faster the growth. So here's one I just put in a huge tub. So here are the ivy cuttings that I rooted just in water. You can see quite a few long roots actually, but a little bit green with algae. Over here, these ones I rooted in the lava rock and compost mixture. Pretty good as well. I just want to make like a clump style kind of ivy. And just let them go so all the roots like grow together and get all gnarly. I tried tying the cuttings together one time, and ivy doesn't seem to like to be tied together. I tied 3 of them and braided them together, and basically it was just survival of the fittest. 2 of them died, and then just one really weak ivy remained. So I'm not going to tie them together this time, but I'll just stick them real close so they can have a little party together. For a pot, I'm using a cherry tomato container that the recycling people didn't take because apparently I sorted it wrong. But joke's on them, now I have a free pot. I don't know, how does that look? Weird?
I think it looks good.
It'll grow, and then I think they'll all fatten up and it'll look cool.
I think so too.
So I'd like to dress this with something, and I have this moss that I collected a couple days ago, but it kind of smells like wet dog. So I was a little bit afraid to use it on any of the trees that I would be sad to see die. But I might like to see it kill this ivy. That would be funny. So I'm enlisting the help of my wife, who has a real job. I'm unemployed.
It's not true.
That's why I do bonsai. I got fired from my job at the soup factory last month. I'm really hoping if I sell some bonsai, I can make back some of my losses. I was selling dog whiff hat puts and lost everything. But you know what they say, 1 step at a time. 2 steps forward, 13 million steps back. If this works out, I'll probably try to sell it for about $50,000. That'll get me about halfway to making my losses back. But I don't know, you tell me in the comments if it looks like garbage.
I don't like the camera.